Welcome to the Media Unit 1 Exam Podcast. In this episode we talk about Stuart Hall. Stuart Hall said that representation is the production of meaning through signs. Signs are everything we see or hear in a media text, from camera work, sound, editing and mise-en-scene. Media producers are representing the world via their own signs and presenting an ideology. Everything in the media is a simulation of real life from a producer's point of view. The National Lottery advert "Watch Your Pocket" represents the United Kingdom in an idealized positive way in order to sell lottery tickets. The advert promotes the UK, which is not plagued by crime or inequality. The two main characters are two men who fall in love, get married and live their lives together. They are fully embraced and accepted by British society and their own family members. There is no sense of the homophobia that exists in society. The advert represents Britain as promoting equality, and this positive message is designed to sell national lottery tickets. An advert which represents the UK as depressing, displaying poor areas and showing the worst in people in the UK would not help sell lottery tickets. The advert is often shot in high-key lighting, showing what a happy place the United Kingdom is. The wedding is set in a stereotypical Christian church, and this would appeal to a mainstream British audience. The couple go on a camping holiday, which is a represent the typical holiday that British people do when not going abroad, and the windy weather reinforces the bad weather stereotype within the UK, which is something British people just accept and like to moan about. The director Joe Cornish represents London as a dangerous place. The film represents the city's housing projects, emphasizing the struggles faced by the law-abiding characters living there against young criminal gangs. For example, economically disaffected young people are painted as dangerous criminals. Moses and his gang attack and mug a nurse with a knife and steal her bag and jewelry. This would reinforce negative stereotypes of teenagers in poor areas of London, as represented by newspapers such as the Daily Mail. The fear that the poor might be getting unruly. Not long after the release of Attack the Block, these anxieties came to a head as the over-policing of poor Londoners resulted in the murder of Mark Dugan by police, which prompted days of rioting. In British culture in the 2000s and continuing till today, there has been a specifically discussed category of crime for crimes carried out on mopeds and scooters. Fear-mongering about moped gangs or scooter gangs have long been prolific. The use of the word gangs gives the impression of organized mobs of motorized criminals terrorizing London. The gang in the film also use mopeds and represent these social issues in many UK cities. However, the film represents the socio-economic realities of the characters, depicting their struggles and the challenges they face in their daily lives. Moses has no parental guardian and is left to look after himself. This adds a layer of social realism to the representation of young people in urban areas and can explain that their behavior is down to social issues, and that the police and the government not providing enough support. In the "I Do Miss Dior" advert starring Natalie Portman, directed by famous music video director Anton Corbijn, mise-en-scene is used to represent France as traditional and cosmopolitan. The advert begins in black and white, which presents Natalie Portman's marriage and the French mansion in the countryside as traditional, dull and lifeless. When she chooses not to get married and runs away from this traditional French setting, the advert turns to color. This connotes that rejecting traditional values is more exciting. She climbs a ladder into a helicopter and leaves the countryside and arrives at a new location, Paris. Perfume advertisements represent Paris as a symbol of elegance, romance, and sophistication. They utilize iconic landmarks like the Eiffel Tower, Champs-Élysées, or the Seine River to evoke a sense of luxury and allure associated with French culture. This representation of Paris is designed to appeal to the young female target audience, to inspire them and to buy the product and buy elegant and sophisticated. These media texts represent Britain and France very differently. One represents social issues by showing the realities of young people in the UK, one represents an idealized version of the United Kingdom to sell lottery tickets, and the other represents France as a glamorous